The New Orleans Saints made news the other day by releasing their Pro Bowl right guard, Larry Warford. And so now I asked the question, should the Bears pursue the Pro Bowl right guard? Let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? FaizSportsTalk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out when you support the channel. Guys, what are you doing if you haven't done so? And follow me on my social media. Links down below as always. So you guys asked. I'm here to talk about it. Let's talk about the offensive line help that is potentially now available for the Bears on the free agent market with Larry Warford. And should the Bears pursue him? And what will it cost? So let's get into it. So let's start with the obvious question. Why did the Saints release Larry Warford if he is so good? Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, salary cap, okay? They wanted to save some salary cap, and he was entering the last year of his deal, and so he was due to make about $12 million, and so they cut him, and so that gives them about $7 million-ish in salary cap space, and I think about $5 is dead money. $5 million is about dead money. And the other reason is they drafted a offensive lineman in Cesar Ruiz, who they expect to take the spot of Larry Warford. So those are the reasons why they let him go. And so now we have a premier offensive lineman on the free agent market. And if you have been following the Bears offseason, and I do update you guys on that regularly if you have not subscribed to the channel, you would know that we have addressed every position, literally every position that we set out to do besides offensive line. And technically they did address offensive line because they drafted offensive linemen, they signed some offensive linemen, but none of the caliber of Larry Warford. I mean, this man is a three-time Pro Bowler, 2017, 2018, 2019. He made the Pro Bowl, and he plays the right guard position, which is the position that we need, the exact position that we need with the retirement of Kyle Long. Now, as mentioned before, we had brought in guys in free agency, Jermaine Ifedi from the Seattle Seahawks, who was potentially slotted to start at that right guard position. We've got Rashad Coward behind him, but both of those guys have their own issues. Ifedi, again, he's causes a lot of penalties. Wasn't that great in Seattle, and Coward as well. He's inconsistent. So that position isn't solidified by any means at all. Okay, so this would be a huge upgrade for the Bears in getting Larry Warford. Now, a couple of concerns here. Number one is how much would he cost? Now, the Bears have about $9 million in salary cap space. Okay, so from everything I've read, Warford wants about $7 million. So actually, it meets the Bears' needs for, how much they can afford. But at the same time, we have to be mindful of if the Bears actually, want to spend the entire amount of money that they have left in salary cap on a Warford, okay? And the other thing, too, I've heard is the scheme fit with what new offensive line coach Juan Castillo would like to do. Warford is a bit of a slower offensive lineman, and so maybe, we're trying to get a faster O-line, that's able to move quickly, and maybe Warford doesn't fit that schematically. So those are the couple of the concerns here, but I know a lot of you guys have wondered, can we afford him? Yes, we can. As I just mentioned, we have the requisite salary cap space. It's just a matter of if the Bears feel like they need to commit, a majority of it, whatever's left of it, to Warford. Now, they can get creative. We can, extend Allen Robinson, restructure deals by doing that. And we can cut Adam Shaheen, guys like that. We can cut players. Now, you would have to actually cut somebody off the 90-man roster to sign Warford. So that has to happen. But we do know that. We do know that. And so ultimately, here's where I'm at. Offensive line was one position that we, as I mentioned, didn't address well. And so to me, with all the additions the Bears made, revamping the secondary, adding tight ends with Jimmy Graham and with Cole Kmet, doing everything we did, getting a quarterback in with Nick Foles, all goes to waste if we can't protect, okay? Last year, the Bears couldn't protect at all, especially against when running the football. They couldn't run block for you-know-what, okay? And even pass blocking wasn't that great. So everything goes to waste if our offensive line isn't able to show up. Now, the Bears brought in new offensive line coach Juan Castillo, and they're hoping the coaching change will help the offensive line play better more so than the change in players. But at the end of the day, you need talent, folks. And so for me, if this is the piece you need, you go out and do it. It doesn't happen a lot where you have Pro Bowl linemen, on the waiver wire, on free agency. And I would totally do it if I was Ryan Pace. He's done this before with Josh Sitton when the Packers, I believe, cut him. So to me, it makes sense. The only reason I see them not doing it, and I heard Pro Football Focus saying that the Bears were out of the running for it, would be probably monetary reasons, but that might be it. Again, the other thing, the schematic fit, maybe they feel like he's a little too slow for what they're trying to do. But for the most part, I do think this is an investment worth looking into because he fits the exact position you're looking at right guard. He can slide right in, and now you solidify that, and you feel a little bit better about the offensive line because once the season comes and the offensive line doesn't play well, I don't want to hear it at that point because you had a chance to address the offensive line, and you didn't do it or as well as you could have. So there you have, folks, my thoughts on the Bears' potential to sign Larry Warford. Yes, I do want the Bears to sign Larry Warford. There's a chance they still don't because of the reasons that I just mentioned. But yes, I would like for them to sign him. So there you have, folks. Those are my thoughts on the Bears signing looking into signing Larry Warford. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me or disagree, as always. Thanks for watching.